we've got some graduates. Patrick. John.
Yeah, Marcy.
What do you think? It looks deceiving. Who said that? Patrick, how was it?
It was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was great. I don't know what to say. It was fantastic, and I'm glad to be graduating. It was a great experience, and I thank God for picking me out of my mess. I thank my mother for her prayers that allowed God, or thank God for answering the prayers of my mother, who has been praying for me all my life to pick me out of my mess.
She's quite a character. She's graduated from second phase. So that means she's been here a year. And he hooked up with another character, and they were going ambushing. He was going ambushing, and he still gets to go once a week. But he got a chance to move up. You know, God will take a bunch of people where you are. He's got a plan for us. If we just yield to Him. And He's using, you can see, you know, that He's using the Dream Center, He's using Church on the Street. And God is taking people like us, putting us through Church on the Street program, and then perfecting us to go on and do the second part or the third part of what, you know, He wants us to do as far as occupation ministry goes.
Amen.
Amen? Amen. Now, this is big. I look at these guys and how on earth could you go upstairs and work clerical and all this kind of stuff without doing outreaches?
Wow.
I don't know. You can't if you really love the Lord. But they can do both, can't we? And that's what you're doing, huh? In fact, you're still helping Him even though you can't go out every day.
Oh, yeah. On Thursdays.
What do you think about this?
I think it's great. Can I read a small scripture? It kind of says a lot. It's been on my mind lately. It's just true to me. It's a good word for anybody who's going through this program. 2 Timothy 2:15 says, "Work hard so you can present yourself to God and receive His approval. Be a good worker, one who does not need to be ashamed, and who correctly explains the word of truth."
Amen. Now, where do you want to go from here?
After I leave the Dream Center, or from
no. I mean,
Well, I'm just going to give it my all.
what are you doing up there?
Manager of Ministry Development, if you want to put a title on it, but I'm just trying to be a servant leader and help out where I can.
Is that fulfilling?
Somewhat.
Well, that's good. That's what Pastor Luke was talking about last night. Not quite fulfilled. And if you keep seeking, He's going to fulfill it. I'm going to believe that. That means just press it on. So if maybe you don't feel you feel, you know, that God's got His hand on you, but you also feel like maybe you're not in the right place right now. Well, you could be exactly where you need to be. He's working in you. And then He's going to say, okay, now that I got you cooked, you're half cooked, I'm going to do something else. Anyway, how He did it, I don't know. He's graduated on. Well, John?
Security.
Hey, he's not a cop. The one who got you to come here.
Jim did get me.
Come here, Jim.
Yeah.
So how was it?
Dig it.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know how everybody can come up here and say it was wonderful and great, because it's been quite an experience. There's a lot of firsts. I have managed to learn to love a lot of people here and a lot of good times, but I tell you what, it's been a stretch. So,
Amen.
I'm being honest with you. It hasn't been a blast, but I'm blessed to be here, and I'm very thankful to be here.
Okay. It's been hard, but I'm blessed. Now, what sense does that make? A lot of sense.
Yes, I was gonna say.
See, God didn't say it's going to be easy all the time. Now, would you rather do it or not do it?
Well, I tell you what, when my brother Jim was telling me about this place,
Would you rather do it or not do it from where you are now?
I'm glad I'm doing it. Period.
Amen.
Tell them about dig.
Direction, instruction, and guidance. Just dig it, guys. Just dig it. Right?
Now, how on earth did you talk you into coming
Yeah,
here?
for real.
I remember you talking long before we came.
Well, we both have had a lot of alcohol and drug addiction problems.
You never had problems, did you?
Oh man, Lord, those did not. It did in our whole family. And so finally, after the family saw what had transpired in me after I put Jesus in my heart, it's starting to trickle down. And so John, saw what was going on with me here in Phoenix and the stuff that the Phoenix Dream Center's been doing. So, you know, it's just natural. So here he is, and but he does still complain, just like he did when he was a little kid.
Hey, who's older? I thought I was the only one. Who's older?
He's the only one in this place that complains.
John? Is that right?
How many of us still complain?
I hate the
Real is real.
That's what God's real about. So what do you think about it? What is there an excitement in your heart? Because you're very sharp and you're analytical, and that's what he's talking about. But there again, he's blessed.
We grew up knowing God, but I tell you, I am blessed. I want to thank Jim. I remember when I spoke to Jim about coming here, I didn't know anything about this place, but I was in a psych ward. I was thinking about killing myself, and the only reason I didn't do it, and I tried once before, I shot myself, but we've talked about all those things, but depression is just an awful thing, and it is of the devil. And as I was talking to Jim, he was telling me about this place. I immediately felt better. And there is kind of something funny about it. He says, you know, John, this program's a little longer than 30 days. And I said, well, Jim, I'm in no matter how long it is. He says, well, you know, most folks stay over 3 months. I'm like, well, I'm okay with that. He says, you know, first phase is 6 months, John. I said, well, you know what, Jim, I'm okay.
Yeah, I know he's a diplomat.
So then he goes,
Did you ever go to Australia and try to sell some refrigerators up there?
well, he's pretty good because he finally said, well, you know, second phase is a whole year long. And I'm like, Jimmy, I'm coming. It's okay. But Jimmy, I want to thank you for that. I do, and I want to thank all my brothers and sisters here. I've made some friendships that will last a lifetime. There's no doubt about it. And it's been a little tough for me because growing up in a family with 11 kids, I could never be the best looking, I could never be the smartest, but I figured I could be the meanest. And
Did you whip all your brothers?
at some point in time, yes. But they used to beat me pretty regular when I was little. But the thing is,
What happened when you got a little older? You and Jim, you ever get into it?
I was faster.
we used to get into it a lot. But one of the wonderful things about being here is I know the devil, I felt the devil's been after me all my life because I knew I loved the Lord when I was a little kid. My mother once told me that I was empathic, that I had a heart for people. But to be different and to shine in a big family where there's so much competition, I figured I can't be the best looking, I can't be the smartest, I'm going to be the meanest and the toughest. So I've been at odds with myself my entire life. And I want to thank all of you here because you're helping me to realize that I don't have to be the toughest guy. And if sometimes I come off wrong, guys, and I'm sorry. I'm working on that. But I love all of you, and I really appreciate everything you do.
Yeah!
What do you do now?
I'm going to go to second phase, and we'll see where we go from there.
Say, attaboy, Johnny, give me a hug.
He's the live one.
You know, Jim is on the board of Church on the Street. And it's really neat. He's got his own ministry that God's raising up. He preached here, I don't know, about a month or so. And it was really neat. And just to see God be God. Take a bunch of old broken down people want to commit suicide in the psych wards and the bars, bring coming together. And by the way, he's graduating with honors.
Wow. This is
Wow.
great.
He
I
said,
didn't know
wow.
it was going to be up here, but Johnny, this is even better. But that I can go ahead and give this to you. It says, now I have to put my glasses on.
Hey, give that to
But
him.
this is a certificate, and they did spell your name right. And so, congratulations, John. God bless you, and I do too.
Yeah. There you go, John.
Give a little
Sing a
bit for
song.
yourself. See, that's why we're family. We take.
Oh, Lordy.
I figure I'm never going to have more grace than right now, so Pastor Will, I thought I'd better tell you. I seem to have misplaced the keys to the gymnasium, but I'll call Pastor Jim and get another pair. I'm going to take grace when I can get it.